Call the meeting to order. I call the meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance.
All right, first thing we're going to do tonight is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
What's it? I'll do the reading of the call.
All right.
Do you have your agenda?
I'm working on it.
Hey, I got an extra one.
I thought I had
Sometimes that's nice to have that
Thank
paper
you.
copy.
Here.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay.
Reading of the call.
Dear Supervisor, please be advised that the Trempealeau County Board of Supervisors will meet at 7 p.m. on June 20th, 2022 in the County Board Room. All County Board members' claims are due in the County Clerk's office by noon on June 6th, 2022, so they can be prepared for Audit Committee approval. Sincerely, Paul Severson, County Clerk.
All right.
And then the roll.
Roll call.
Bridget Turner.
Here.
Turn your mic on.
Your mic's off.
Got it on, Bridget?
Should be on here. Can you hear me?
Not yet.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
She said yes, but she said.
We had some problems with it at a last meeting we were at.
Yeah, we did.
I'll count you. We'll get working on their voice later. Stacy Klein,
Here.
Richard Seisha,
Yes.
Lori Severson,
Yes.
Andy Todd, Heather Fritsch,
Here.
Kevin Adams,
Here.
Dick Miller, here, David Orsh,
Here.
John Austin, Riley Foltz,
Here.
Robert Becker,
Here.
Dan Schreiner,
Here.
Kellen Nelson,
Here.
David Larson,
Here.
Jeannie Nutter,
Here.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
So we got 15-2.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Item number 2, open meeting law requirements have been complied with?
Correct.
Yes, okay. All right. Item number 3, adopting of the agenda.
Move to adopt.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, seconded by Ms. Nutter. Any discussion?
There will be one change.
One change.
John Seisha will not be here for the district attorney update.
Okay. All right.
Now you can
All
vote.
right, now we're gonna take a motion. We got to vote. We get the motions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, motion
Oh,
carries.
I heard her this time.
Yep.
You
Yep.
gotta wait about half a second for that.
Yep. No, I did.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Item number 4, approval of the May 2022 session meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Nutter, second by Mr. Seisha. Any comments?
I didn't see any typos or errors. I'm going to take over for that.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
No, you should say thanks.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, that's good to hear. All right, since we have the motions, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Yep, I heard her.
All right, none. Motion carries. Item 5, Samuel's Group.
Evening, everyone.
Evening.
Doing a good job pinch hitting so far.
Hey.
Maybe we'll get done
Evening,
faster.
everyone. Good to see you all here. I want to give you a quick update on how the project's moving along. Moving along well. We have another safe month. No incidents to report, so that's always a good thing. I like to start off with that information because it's important to us, important to the tradespeople, and important to their families, and important to you guys. So that's great news. We did have a few rain days over this last month, but nothing that I think is going to delay the overall turnover. We've got some cushion built into our schedule, and the rain days haven't consumed all of them as of yet. So we shouldn't see any delay in the overall schedule. We did have a good delivery this last month. Our detention frames, which typically are a very long lead time item, Majority of them showed up on Tuesday, so that was good news to have that show up. We do have some possible delays in our electrical switchgear, kind of the main switchgear and breakers that deal with our main service. Electrical has been a challenge. We were told this last week that we may not see it until late spring of next year, which is different than what we were hoping. We're working on a workaround of how we can get other things accomplished to change that delivery date, because obviously it's still within our parameters. But those are the sorts of things that we're going to deal with on our deliveries and products and things as they come in and when dates change. So it's something that we're able to manage through. And then we do have some construction bulletins out for pricing. We have some skylights that may need to be reworked because of what's available. We do have some sound ratings for doors, and property committee is aware of this. I'm going to be meeting with them this Thursday. And a construction bulletin is a change to the documents that we have the architect of record make some changes, and we put it to contractors for pricing. So construction bulletin isn't always an ad. Some of them are potential deducts, like we have a CB out there for some AV equipment because we're going to reduce some of the AV equipment in the building. Tim Robertson has went through that with the contractors. So we've got some of them that we should have some pricing in to bring back to the committee here on Thursday. But it brings me to the topic of contingency, because as most of you are aware, we kind of tabled that back in April when you're all new to the board. It's something we're going to have to revisit when I bring it to property. So we're going to have to look at how do we fund that contingency, and there's been some ideas kicked around about how that looks like. So I'd like that to be something you're thinking about for your July meeting, and I'll bring that to property, and then if it's coming something to exec finance, I'll do that as well. But all in all, things are moving along well. I'm not going to complain about heat, even though it's warm. But when it's summer, it's nice to have sun and warm days like this. So, any questions for me? Other than where's John?
On his way?
None?
Nothing, huh?
None? All right.
All right. Again, I want to thank you guys for letting us be a part of your project. So,
All right, thanks, sir.
have a good month.
You as well.
Yep.
All right. Item B, Human Services Annual Report by Deb.
Oh, hey, it worked. This pen out of here. I know you have a new system where you're using your tablets, but if anybody didn't bring their tablet or didn't print one out, I have an extra copy of the actual annual report, if any board members need one. Get this started here.
Yes.
No, it's
you
the one,
did.
you got the one in your packet, it just, sometimes, people forget things, so, all right, here.
We had it both paper and electronic this time.
Okay. Okay, I can't be showing myself on the screen, though, that looks weird.
Where's Renee?
She's over there.
Okay,
Oh, it's going to have to do that. That's who's
well, how do I,
online.
Renee? She said I had to be on the system here.
There she is. There she is.
How do I get my thing off the screen there?
She,
Get this off the screen?
No, the little black thing on the side.
oh, that's not good.
There has to be a trick to that, I just don't know what it is. Okay. So thank you for giving us this chance to tell you a little bit about what happened with us in 2021. By statute, we have to prepare an annual report, but we also like to use this as a good opportunity to talk with all of you about the work that goes on in human services. Many of you I have met, some of you around the table I have not. Welcome all of you new board members, and I look forward to getting to know you as well. I'm Deb Sukla, I'm the Human Services Director. With me, I have a few members of the leadership team, Erica Anderson, our Deputy Director, Melissa Youngbauer, who is the ADRC Services Supervisor, Sandy Plakowski, one of our Economic Support Services Supervisors. We also have 3 other supervisors who aren't here with us this evening. Dana Lee is an Economic Support Services Supervisor. We have Julie White, who is our Children and Family Supervisor, and we have Victoria Pearson, who's our Fiscal Manager. As you read in the report, okay, let's make sure this works now. Our mission and vision are listed for you. That's at the top of our annual report. These are really important to tell you about what we do and why we do this important work. We try to be innovative, building a future where everybody can thrive is our vision. And our mission is to motivate positive change that strengthen individuals and families by moving them towards independence and then valuing our core values: compassion, respect, dignity, teamwork, openness, and acceptance. And this year we added excellence, which really describes the work that we do in our department. The beginning of the annual report gives you a little bit of a narrative about 2021. Really was a year of where our department faced challenges, and we really ended up turning those challenges into opportunities for us. We, of course, were dealing with COVID like everybody else in the world. One of the challenges that we saw in COVID was that individuals were not able to connect with their natural supports like they ordinarily would. Getting into doctor's appointments was hard to do. Visiting your neighbors, your parents, your neighbors and friends. When you're struggling and you can't connect with people, it makes it really hard to deal with issues, especially when you are struggling with mental health or substance abuse type of issues. So we really saw a lot of those individuals in 2020 and continuing in 2021 and even still into 2022, people that were never on our radar, people that are really, really struggling with their mental health or behavioral health needs. And so that was a big challenge to us. But we certainly were able to step up and find services for those individuals. We also are noticing overall, kids and adults, our cases are becoming much more complex. Anybody that works in human services will tell you that the cases that we served even 10 years ago are very, very different than the level of needs that we're seeing these days of families coming into us with very complex needs of the trauma that's happened to individuals, the services that are lacking that people can't find in the community, services that families can't afford. And so we're really noticing people are coming to us with greater behavioral needs. So we really talked about how do we serve these individuals in a better way rather than wait for a crisis to happen. That's oftentimes as things build up. There's a big crisis, suicidal crisis, they're a danger to themselves or others. Then they become a case of ours. How do we help these individuals before that happens? And how do we give them the supports that they need to keep that from happening and yet get their needs met? And so we've developed in April of last year the no wrong door concept. And anybody that contacts Human Services, how do we help them in a way that gives them the help that they need right now? How do we help them in a way that we don't transfer them to another worker and another worker? Or how do we help them in a way that we see them, this worker sees them under their statutory obligation, and then they need other services, and then we have to go through a whole nother referral service? How do we serve families and individuals in a streamlined fashion? So we came up with the no wrong door model. Of course, all of you that were around last year and have read the paper, there was an investigation regarding our department last summer, which was very stressful to our staff and to some of our clients. But what happened was we were able to hire 2 consultants to help us work through it, and they really made a big difference for us. They did several trainings for our staff. They started out doing a survey of our staff of where were they struggling, what needs did they have. They structured their training around that, and by March of when we did a follow-up survey of the same questions asked in September, questions like how happy they were in the workplace, how emotionally safe did they feel in the workplace. In the fall, the results were somewhere between 40 and 50% were saying that they agreed with, I feel supported in the workplace, I feel this is a positive place to work. And by the after the training and by the work that the leadership team and all the staff did by March, we had 70, 80, 90% staff saying that they agreed or strongly agreed. So we turned that one around. We also had some turnover in our leadership team, but that we were able to take that opportunity and reorganize ourselves. We had some staff, there were 12 staff reporting to 1 supervisor. In another unit, we had 3 staff reporting to a supervisor and a few others in between. So we reorganized so that staff had more access to supervisors. So now our ratio is more like 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 in most cases. And so we were able to take that opportunity of loss of leader and being able to turn around and really not just give staff more support with their supervisor, but we are also able to continue to embed that no wrong door model in the work that we do. So instead of having child disability services separate from children and family services, we connected them into one unit so we can serve families in a very streamlined, efficient manner so they don't have to go through those referral processes. And the other cool thing that we did is we were able to, even though our meal sites had been closed much of 2020, we opened them in June of 2021, and in September, we opened up a new meal site that hadn't existed before at the Wanek Center. A lot of work of the Adrc Advisory Committee helped make that happen, so that was exciting news. Those are some high-level points of what we did. So now I'd like to talk a little bit more. Whoop, now I went too fast, dang it. I'm out of control here with this thing. IT gave too much faith in me to be able to run this. I don't know. Here we go. If I had a stick and a pointer, I'd do better. So our financials, I'm old enough that when I say cut and paste, I think of glue and scissors. But so our financials this year, these are unaudited numbers. These are our best projections. Last year, our department had revenues just under 8.5 million, and we had expenses of just under 8 million, which meant that we had a reserve at the end of the year of about $490,000. We know that about $70,000 of that is going to go into a non-lapsing account for the senior nutrition program. In 2017, this board set up, had a resolution and approved setting up a non-lapsing account for the senior nutrition program. The Human Services Board and the ADRC Advisory knew that the demand for senior meals was going to only go up as we see the baby boomer generation moving through. And we know that with federal and state funding, it's not very consistent. And so how do we continue to feed the seniors in our community, meet their needs without increasing levy? And so we were able to set aside this fund, and with the close of 2021, we will have put in $300,000 into that reserve account that we can use in future years when the need comes up. So that's very exciting for us, and we're very proud to be able to do that. We'll end up with about at least $400,000 based on our projections going to the general fund. Last year, we closed the year with a little of more than $600,000 going to the general fund. So between 2020 and 2021, Human Services returned over $1 million to the general fund. And when you consider we've been dealing with the pandemic, a lot of pressures on our department, we continue to serve more people. We're very, very proud of how we're able to end up the year returning funding back to the general fund. So I'm going to have Erica come up and talk a little bit about our behavioral health services program.
I just want to make sure. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was reading. Okay. Hi. I'm Erica, and I'm going to spend a little time tonight just giving a brief synopsis of the program. You got the numbers in your packet and on the TV, so you can look at those there as to what our enrollment numbers are. But I know we have a lot of new board members, so I kind of wanted to take a chance to kind of talk about what these programs are, other than just listing them off. So, Comprehensive Community Services, otherwise known as CCS, is a program available to people of all ages living with a mental illness, so it's through the lifespan, from children on through adults, substance use disorder and or dual diagnosis. So it serves people living with mental health concerns as well as or substance use disorders. Each individual's experience with CCS is unique. The goal of CCS is to aid individuals in recovery, which is a process of a person's growth and improvement despite a history of mental or substance use disorder in attitudes, values, feelings, goals, skills, and behaviors. And we measure that by a decrease in dysfunctional symptoms and an increase in maintaining the person's highest level of health, not wealth, maybe wealth, wellness, stability, self-determination, and self-sufficiency. So in the state of Wisconsin, counties offer CCS services once we're certified by the Department of Quality Assurance. We have to maintain our certification by annual audits in which the state comes in, reviews all of our, or not all, but some of our client and staff records, and they also interview our clients. To be enrolled in CCS, clients are referred, and then they're screened by a staff here in Trempealeau County, utilizing a screening tool that's designated by the state of Wisconsin. This tool assesses diagnosis, risk factors, daily living skills, and substance use. The tool determines a level of need that, if it's high enough, it allows the counties to enroll these individuals into the program. Then we have to repeat repeat that screening process at least once a year to determine eligibility. CCS, it's important to note, is a voluntary program and it's community-based. This means that clients choose to enroll or disenroll at any time. All services are provided in the community in which a client lives, which reduces transportation barriers, which of course is wonderful in a rural county like ours that has no public transportation. The services that we offer in our CCS program include screening and assessment, service planning at least once a month. All of the team members sit down at the table led by our staff. Service facilitation, diagnostic evaluations, medication monitoring, physical health monitoring, individual skill development and enhancement, peer support, individual and family psychoeducation, wellness management and recovery, psychotherapy, and substance abuse treatments. You see it covers a wide array of services. And that's our enrollments are in your packet and on the TV. And then I'm going to jump to the community support program. So CSP, we've got a lot of C's in the behavioral health world. This is a program for adults only living with a serious and persistent mental illness. So when we say that, we're talking about people diagnosed with schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar disorder, things like that. This program provides coordinated professional care and treatment in the community that meets individual needs, reduces symptoms, and promotes recovery. Eligibility, again, is based on you have to have a qualifying mental health diagnosis that is considered a severe and persistent mental illness, and also have a disability in some sort of daily living and a risk of a continuing pattern of hospitalization or institutional care. So again, the goal in this program is to keep people living in their own communities. Again, in Wisconsin, CSP is offered by the county we are certified once again by the Department of Quality Assurance and receive annual audits. CSP is currently offered in 65 counties in Wisconsin. Services that we offer in our program here in Trempealeau County include psychiatric medication management, case management, nurse oversight of medications and mental and physical health concerns, training in daily living skills, assistance in finding and maintaining adequate housing, which is a big one, assistance in applying for benefits, community education, assistance in making and keeping medical appointments, and advocacy. So those are our numbers. Are you doing that?
I'm doing it.
Wow. So our crisis contacts, so Trempealeau County contracts with Northwest Connections, which is a regional crisis call center based in the Dunn County area to answer our crisis calls basically 24/7, 365 days a year. In 2021, we had 427 crisis contacts, which was down from our record year in 2020 during the height, I guess, of the pandemic. So that's where we are for crisis contacts. Emergency detention, so I want to talk a little bit about what does that mean and what is that. So a civil commitment is the involuntary restriction of an individual's liberty by a civil proceeding on the basis that the individual is in need of treatment or care for certain mental health, developmental disability, or substance dependency issues in order to protect the individual or others from harm. The criteria for a commitment include that an individual must either have a mental illness, a developmental disability, or be drug dependent. They have to be a proper subject for treatment, which means they are capable of rehabilitation, and they have to be defined as dangerous for us to take away those civil liberties. So in most cases, we had 61 emergency detentions in 2021. In those situations, what happens is a law enforcement officer may take an individual into custody on the basis of observed behavior or reliable witness accounts upon approval of the county. And when we're not here during business hours, that's what Northwest Connections does for the county, after a crisis assessment is performed by a mental health professional and upon the belief that the individual will not voluntarily seek treatment and is deemed dangerous or an imminent threat to themselves or others. When that happens, there has to be a probable cause hearing within 72 hours to determine was there probable cause to take the individual into custody. If probable cause is determined, then there has to be a hearing held and doctors evaluate the individual for maintaining the commitment.
You'll notice some of these numbers have gone up in 2020 and maybe just dropped a little bit in 2021. That is about COVID. That is individuals struggling because of COVID.
We had just 8 individuals in residential treatment last year at the total cost of $314,358. That was a significant increase.
Mental health.
For mental health, yes, sorry. Substance use residential treatment, we had 13 people that we served. So those are, large majority of these are voluntary residential treatment for,
Short term.
and short term, very short term, like 21 to 28 days typically. So that's why the cost is significantly less.
Dang it, got ahead of myself again.
Here,
Seriously.
what if you did that? There.
Oh, look at you. Thank God you're here.
Arrows. And then we had 21 individuals served for inpatient treatment. That was down from 2020, which was kind of a record year all around for mental health services for us, at a total cost of $204,751. So now we're this is a little bit of switching gears from some of the not so fun parts about mental health services to our Birth to 3, which is our prevention program. So our Birth to 3 program it's a federally mandated early intervention program, so we're required to do it. All 72 counties in the state of Wisconsin are responsible for providing Birth to 3 services. The goal, it's to serve children birth to 3, just like the name suggests, with some form of developmental or physical disability. The guiding principles of the program are that children's optimal development depends on their being viewed first as children and second as children with a disability. Children's greatest resource is their family, so this is very family focused. Parents are partners in any activity that services their children. Just as children are best supported within the context of their family, the family is best supported within the context of their community. So again, very focused on community integration. Professionals are most effective when they work as a team member with parents and others, so it's very team focused. Collaboration is the best way to provide comprehensive services. Early intervention enhances the development of children. So services we offer through our Birth to 3 program here include case management, speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and early childhood teaching services. And lastly, for me right now, is the Children's Long-Term Support Program. So this is a program that provides services for children and young adults under the age of 22 with significant developmental, physical, or emotional disabilities. So oftentimes kids that might be enrolled in our Birth to 3 program that still need services upon the age of 3, they will also enroll in the Children's Long-Term Support Program. Kids who are enrolled work with a support and service coordinator employed by the county. And the services that we provided last year include respite care, personal supports, day services, transportation, community integration, financial management services, assistive technology, communication assistance, personal emergency response system, specialized medical and therapeutic supplies, vehicle modifications, home modifications, your favorite, health and wellness, mentoring, daily living skills training, and safety planning and prevention. And we had 89 enrolled at the end of last year. Our numbers in Children's Waiver are climbing quite rapidly.
Nice thing about the CCS program and the Children's Waiver program is that those are fully funded by the state. So as we add more people that we are able to serve people to stay stable in the community, it's not at any local taxpayer dollars. So we're going to switch gears now. Oh, we got Recovery Court too. So the Recovery Court program, many of you are familiar with it. It's a program, this has been around about 16 years. Our department actually has the grant, but we work closely at the sheriff's office, the courts, the DA's office, public defender's office, mental health providers. And these are for individuals who have a substance abuse related type of crime. So last year we served 9 participants. 4 had alcohol-involved offenses and 9 had drug-related offenses, 1 female, 8 males. We did end up having to expel 2 people in the program by not following the program requirements. And we had 2 graduations, so those are good stories. It usually takes about a good 2 years at least to get through the program. And we expect our individuals to stay clean and sober, get jobs, do community service. There's a lot of good things that they do. The numbers that we served in 2021 were down. Usually we're serving anywhere from 15 to 20 individuals, but the referrals because of the pandemic are down. We're seeing the numbers now climbing up pretty steadily in 2022, and we'll be getting back up towards that 15 mark before we know it. So now we're going to talk about our economic support programs. These are programs that our staff, and Sandy will talk about the consortium that we work in, we partner in, but this is to help individuals get benefits for health care, for child care, and for food services.
All right. So the Economic Support Unit is operated in collaboration with 7 other counties. So we partner with Buffalo, Clark, Jackson, La Crosse, Monroe, Pepin, and Vernon. La Crosse is our lead agency for the administrative function of the multi-county consortium. So the program's administered.
You might want to talk closer to
Oh,
the mic.
okay.
So I can hear you out there.
This over.
The programs that we are administering within our consortium consist of Food Share, Badger Care, Medicaid, Caretaker Supplement, and the Wisconsin Shares Child Care Subsidy Program. We offer an integrative supervisory structure. So what that means is I'm a Trempealeau County employee. I supervise staff here in Trempealeau County, as does Dana, but we also have staff that we provide on-site supervision to in Buffalo County and in Pepin County. So her and I share that responsibility. And then within our teams, we have staff from any one of the 8 counties that are part of our teams that we supervise. We have a pooled caseload across the counties. So when we started our consortium in 2012, we're 10 years old this year. We took all of our caseloads from all 8 counties. We pooled them together. We split them out to provide some case management in a way that we have specialized staff. So like our long-term care caseload, which is our individuals who may be in a nursing home or getting those family care services, are housed in a caseload. The family cases are in a caseload. Child care cases are in a caseload. Elderly, blind, disabled, Medicaid cases are in a caseload. So we've structured it that way so we can provide that level of expertise from our staff for when those customers are calling in. But our staff in Trempealeau County or in any county may assist a customer in any one of the 8 counties. So on any given day, someone calling in, it's a call center type atmosphere. We'll take a call from the next available agent. We'll get that call, and it might be a customer from any one of the 8 counties. So within,
Want me to click?
yeah, please, or I can, which one? So the total RIA staff we have are 87.8 full-time employees, 75 economic support specialists, 7.8 supervisors, 2 managers, and 3 ES clerks. Trempealeau County makes up 9 FTE of that group. So we have 7 economic support specialists and 2 supervisors. So a little bit about the programs that we administer. So Food Share. In 2021, 2,798 residents from Trempealeau County received Food Share benefits each month. The total benefit for 2021 that was issued was $7,593,280.
That's just for Trumpealeau County.
That's just for Trempealeau County. So that was a significant increase, 274% from 2020. Largely, that huge increase was due to the ongoing public health emergency, where we have been issuing up to the max benefit for our members who have been eligible. We've been holding off on some of the reporting requirements. Some folks didn't have to renewal. Some of those pieces are coming back into play now, so Food Share is getting back under that the old reporting requirements. We're doing renewals, we're doing interviews, they're providing verification. We would expect to see that number be probably slightly decreased for 2022. Wisconsin Shares Childcare, we serve 25 families, including 45 children each month for 2021. Basically, that stayed the same as 2020. 218,795 child care benefit dollars were spent to Trempealeau County families, and that's a slight increase from 2020, again, due to the public health emergency. We had a time, March through June, where households who had children 0 to 3 received a 21% increase in their subsidy benefit due to the public health emergency. And then lastly, our Medicaid or medical assistance programs. So in 2021, we served 6,879 residents from just Trempealeau County. That's a 23.5% population of Trempealeau County and a slight increase of 10.8%. Up from 2020. The increase again is attributable to the public health emergency, and the direction from the State Department of Health Services to make a decision that we are not renewing benefits. We're not able to close anyone right now who's been currently open for health care until that public health emergency ends. So we're kind of hanging on, waiting for that date. So far, it's been kind of pushed out again till early fall, so more to come on that and what will happen, with our healthcare population and those numbers. So a little bit about that. We had $49,713,296 were spent to medical assistant residents in Trempealeau County. And then the screen that you see is a breakdown, and it's kind of a 3-year comparison. So you'll see in 2021, at the end of the year, we had on family Medicaid 3,837 recipients. That was a slight decrease from 20, but then a significant increase from 19, and largely due to the public health emergency. Childless adults was a very large increase to 823 from that 3-year gauge. The Medicare beneficiaries, 582, another increase. MAP was an increase up to 191. Our nursing home numbers are down just a little bit, 137 recipients. Part of that we feel is due to the number of nursing home beds available to residents in Trempealeau County. If we don't have the availability or the space, if, say a loved one took their family member and placed them in a nursing home in Eau Claire, they would become then an Eau Claire County case, not stay with us in Trempealeau County. So SSI-related medical assistance was 223 in 21. Child waiver disability, 200 and...
I should say child and adult.
Okay, child and adult waiver disability 210. The IRIS long-term care population was 35, and our family planning individuals was 152. So most of those numbers are an increase. There's just a few slight decreases in a few categories.
Thank you, Sandy. You will see those numbers dropping down in 2022 and for sure 2023. We, as Sandy indicated, individuals that became eligible during the pandemic stayed eligible, and we don't take them off. We aren't asking for them to do renewals, to tell us what's your income, who's all in your household. And as that information comes in, once the public health emergency ends, you're going to see individuals not being eligible. You may be getting phone calls. I used to get this much money in food share, and now the county cut me off. What's going on? We just wanted you to be aware of what's going on. So in the event you get those calls, it's all driven by what the pandemic was, and what we're moving to is what people were eligible for pre-pandemic. So we just want to give you a heads up on that. Our Children and Family Services Unit, this is the unit that is concerned with child protection, child welfare. We received an increase in referrals this past year, although we did not screen in more. As you can see, there's a line where it dips up here in 2021, but the number of screened in cases remains relatively the same. A lot of people, again, this increase is probably a lot to do with children being back in schools in 2021. Schools hadn't seen children from some schools for almost a year. Now we were getting referrals once schools were eyes on with those kids. So we're serving relatively about the same number of children in the Children and Families Unit as we did in 2021. Our out-of-home numbers, this is something that we've been tracking for years. We really saw a huge increase starting in 2016. Really, we were around 10, 15 kids in out-of-home care. And as you can see, it skyrocketed up to 45 kids in the middle of 2018. It dropped down a little bit during 2019. During 2020, you saw a general decline in those numbers. And again, that's because we aren't getting referrals. People aren't seeing the kids because everybody was home. If schools aren't seeing the kids because they weren't in school because schools were closed. You did see an uptick a little bit in 2021 when schools started again, and then that's flattening out. But the good news is that, again, we don't want to serve kids in out-of-home care. Part of this decline is also very much attributed to the CCS services and the CLTS services that we talked about earlier. Services to support kids with mental health, physical, cognitive, emotional needs in the community. How do we help them stay in their homes? How do we help those families meet those children's needs so that there isn't a crisis where those children end up being removed, which is hugely traumatic to those children. Also in our children and families, we serve juvenile justice programs. As you can see, our youth referrals here are listed back to 2023. We saw a general increase over time. 2020, there was a drop. Again, a lot of it comes from schools, and because children weren't in schools, we saw that drop down. And we saw a pretty sizable increase in 2021. A lot of that has to do with, again, this no wrong door approach. How do we serve individuals? How do we connect with families before there's a crisis? How do we meet their needs? So that's a big part of it. The other piece of it is that we started a youth diversion program. We were awarded a grant in late 2020, and so 2021 was our first year of our youth diversion program. And the goal of the grant is really to serve these kids early on when they first enter that juvenile justice system. How do we meet their needs? How do we address their behaviors? How do we give them the support that they need, that they don't continue in the juvenile justice system? And we work very, very closely with the schools in this program. We received 56 referrals in 2021. 26 of those children were eligible by program standards. We enrolled 11 of them for very intense services, and the remaining 15 were referred to other programs in our department and elsewhere in the community for services to help meet their needs. So this is a really successful program. 2021 was our second year of it. We're 2022, we continue to see a huge demand for this program, and we're really seeing a lot of good results with these kids. ADRC, I'm going to have Melissa Youngbauer, who's an ADRC Services Supervisor, talk. You can just advance it by clicking. Oh, now I did that. Dang it.
Just too bad.
There we go.
Okay, good evening. So the ADRC, one of the core services is we connect the community to information and resources. So in 2021, we had 5,719 calls that came in looking for resources and information. That's a little bit of a jump from 2019, from 2020 to 2021. So we saw just a little bit of a rise each year. We do at the ADRC have an elder benefits specialist. In 2021, that specialist served 401 individuals. Thank you.
Oh, now I went backwards. Oh my gosh.
Out of those individuals, about 2/3 of the clients or those seeking assistance were looking for health insurance benefit information. The other third were seeking income benefits. The ADRC also has a disability benefits specialist. In 2021, that specialist served 71 individuals. Again, 2/3 of the individuals that were served were seeking health insurance benefit information, and 1/3 were seeking income benefits. In 2021, the Adult Protective Services program was part of the ADRC. That has since changed, and now in 2022, that is part of the behavioral health unit. However, in 2021, we had 222 APS, or Adult Protective Service referrals. And so what that means is there are calls that are coming in to our department in which persons are reporting a suspected or a person is at risk or is experiencing abuse, neglect, or financial exploitation. In 2021, we also had 85 guardianship referrals. So another key program at the ADRC is the Senior Nutrition Program. Deb talked a little bit about that. In 2021, we served or delivered home-delivered meals throughout that entire time, throughout 2021. We did see a jump in that. We delivered just over 22,000 home-delivered meals in our county in 2021. So that was a jump from a 21.4% jump. As Deb had mentioned, we did open up our congregate or senior meal sites in June of 2021. We had 4 sites that we served seniors at in 2021, and we served just over 12,000 meals at those 4 sites. One of our other core programs really is our transportation program. We have a bus that, again, throughout much of actually the first half of 2021, we did not provide any busing services due to the pandemic. We opened that and started services in June of 2021, and we provided just over 180 bus rides. And we did over 1,760 local van rides in 2021, and we did just over 3,000 volunteer driver rides, and that program provides rides exclusively for medical appointments.
So that kind of summarizes what we accomplished in 2021 in human services. A lot of statistics thrown at you, but I know that those numbers make a difference. We also tried to provide a little explanation to you as to what these programs are and how they operate. If you ever have questions, we'd be more than happy to answer any of those. The Human Services Board is a very engaged group of individuals. They'll be glad to help answer it. And unless you have any questions or comments this evening, we just want to say thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Deb. Any questions?
Now I have to stop sharing.
Item 6A, but I'm sure you're informed the district attorney, John Chase, is not going to be here. His report will be next month. The next on the agenda is county authorization of redemption of the obligation bond for refunding, and the clerk will read it.
Whereas Trempealeau County, Wisconsin, the county has outstanding its general obligation refunding bond series 2013A dated May 7, 2013, the 2013 bonds. And whereas the County Board of Supervisors has determined that it is necessary and desirable to prepay the 2024 and 2026 maturities of the 2013 bonds on August 1st, 2022, with funds on of the county on hand. Now therefore be it resolved by the County Board of Supervisors of Trempealeau County, Wisconsin, that Section 1, call of the 2013 bonds. The 2013 bonds maturing in the years of 2024 and 2026 shall be called for redemption on August 1st, 2022, at the price of par plus accrued interest to the date of redemption. The county shall provide sufficient funds for such redemption to Bonds Trust Services Corporation, Roseville, Minnesota, the fiscal agent for the 2013 bonds, the fiscal agent prior to August 1, 2022. Section 2, call notice. The county hereby directs the county clerk to work with the fiscal agent to cause timely notice of the redemption in substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein by this reference, the notice to be provided at the times to the parties and in the manner set forth on the notice. Introduced by County Board Chair John Austin. And on your desk should be that Exhibit A.
Okay,
And we
looking for a motion for approval.
I move to approve.
Motion by Nutter, second by Ms. Turner. We have Jerry here from the Healthcare Center. If there's any questions, this is actually a Healthcare Center bond.
We have Brian Riley on.
And Brian Riley too?
Yep.
Okay, great.
So he should pop up there someplace.
Oh, I see him there.
I see him,
Brian,
yep.
you wanna explain what's happening here?
Certainly I can. Can you hear me okay?
Could be a little louder.
All right, that might be on your end. Yep, go ahead.
Renee, turn the volume up. Renee, can you turn the volume up? Or Drew?
No, Bridget's really quiet.
Here she is.
Oh, try it
Okay.
now, Brian.
How do I sound now?
That's better.
Perfect.
All right. This is an easy one. The healthcare center would like to retire some of its debt outstanding and exercise the right to prepay. There's a Series 2013 series of bonds that basically refinanced a number of different individual underlying debt issues at that time for both savings and a little bit of restructuring to accomplish some long-term fixed rates, whereas otherwise there were balloons. So the objective is to take cash on hand and redeem the remaining principal amount of this debt in full on August 1. This is more of a formality in that the board needs to act in the affirmative and adopt a resolution and then communicate its intent to pay the bonds off to the marketplace.
Okay. Any further questions, Brian? If not, we'll call a roll call vote.
Richard Seixas.
Yes.
Lori Severson.
Yes.
Heather Fritsch.
Yes.
Kevin Adams.
Yes.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
David Orsh.
Yes.
John Austin.
Yeah.
Riley Foltz.
Yes.
Robert Becker.
Yes, good job.
Daniel Schreiner.
Yes.
Kellen Nelson.
Yes.
David Larson.
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter.
Yes.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
Bridget Turner.
Yes.
There you go. We got the volume good now. And Stacy Klein.
Yes.
So we have 16-0.
Okay. Next one's from environmental land use, rezone Ag 2 to commercial in the town of Arcadia.
Whereas Someday LLC landowner Jamie and Heather Back, petitioner, Independence, Wisconsin, have requested the rezone of a parcel of land in the town of Arcadia to use the house existing on the parcel as an office for Hanson Auction Group. And whereas the rezone is on approximately 2.52 acres, more or less, and whereas the public hearing was held pursuant to Section 59.69 parentheses 5 of the Wisconsin statutes, and whereas the town of Arcadia supports the rezone request, and whereas the Environment and Land Use Committee moved to rezone this parcel from exclusive agriculture 2, EA2, to commercial, C, and it appears that the zoning change request is appropriate under the circumstances. Now be it resolved that the county adopt the attached ordinance amending the zoning district boundaries as indicated, introduced by Environment and Land Use Committee, Riley Foltz, Stacy Klein, David Larson, Kellen Nelson, Andrew Todd, Randy Severson, Anthony Munson.
Okay. A motion for approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Kellen Nelson, second by Mr. Foltz. Any discussion? Would you like to explain it?
Good evening. Yeah, this rezoning is a change from exclusive Ag 2 to commercial. It's adjacent to an existing commercial district that's owned by the same LLC. And we had no opposition, no letters, no phone calls, no opposition at the public hearing.
I was also at the township board meeting, and there was no opposition from the public there, and I met the owners. And from what I see, I agree, it went very well. Town was very supportive.
Okay. We can call a roll call vote.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
David Orsh.
Yes.
John Austin.
Yes.
Riley Foltz.
Yes.
Robert Becker.
Yep.
Dan Schreiner.
Yes.
Kellen Nelson.
Yes.
David Larson.
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter.
Yes.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
Bridget Turner.
Yes.
Stacy Klein.
Yes.
Richard Seixas.
Yes.
Lori Severson. Heather Fritsch.
Yes.
Kevin Adams.
Yes.
16-0.
Item C, on the Highway Committee, Highway Aid under Section 8303.
Whereas Section 8303, subsection 2 of the statutes provides that if any county board shall determine to improve any portion of the county trunk system of prospective state highway with county funds, it may assess not more than 40% of the such improvement against the town, village, or city in which the improvement is located, provided the amount of such tax shall not exceed $1,000 in any year. And whereas the county clerk shall certify such tax to the town, village, or city clerk, who shall put same on the tax roll to be collected and paid to the county treasurer in the next year. Now be it resolved that by virtue of the authority granted by Section 83.03, subsection 2, the following improvements be made on county trunk highway system of prospective state highways. And it's all 26 towns, city, and villages, county trunks, 1,000 for the local, 1,500 for the county, total of 26,000 for the local and 39,000 for the county. Introduced by Trempealeau County Highway Committee, John Austin, Kellen Nelson, Dan Schreiner, David Larson, Robert Becker. Oh, I had a hard time with those.
So did I.
There, you got them all.
Okay, motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Nelson, second by Mr. Becker. This is kind of a standard one, we do it on an annual basis, so. Is there any questions on it at all? If not, we'll just go for the vote. Hearing none, we'll call the roll.
Okay, Kellen Nelson,
Yes.
David Larson.
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter.
Yes.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
Bridget Turner.
Yes. Yes.
Stacy Klein.
Yes.
Richard Seixas.
Yes.
Lori Severson.
Yes.
Heather Fritsch.
Yes.
Kevin Adams.
Yes.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
David Orsh.
Yes.
John Austin.
Yes.
Riley Foltz.
Yes.
Robert Becker.
Yes.
Dan Schreiner.
Yes.
16-0.
Highway aid under section 8314.
Whereas the various towns hereinafter named have filed petitions for county aid for roads under the provisions of Section 83.14 of the Wisconsin statutes, now be it resolved that said petitions are hereby granted and the county's share appropriated for year 2023 as follows. Town of Albion, Norden Ridge, county share $17,781.06. Town of Arcadia, North Creek, county share $64,414.77. Town of Burnside, Doris Guza Road, county share $9,482. Town of Caledonia, Cox Road, county share $10,400. And also Scher Road, county share $10,560.21. Town of Chimney Rock, Hawkinson Road, county share $8,040.29. Town of Dodge, Bear Coulee, county share $13,095.50. Town of Ettrick, Kittleson Road, county share $19,116.80. Also Moen Coulee, $19,753.86. Town of Gale, Oak Ridge Road, county share $30,201.93. Town of Hale, Roscus Road, county share $17,000. Also Iman Road, $17,400. And by Nelson Road, $13,841.76. Town of Lincoln, Witt Hill, county share $15,285.80. Town of Pigeon, Fitch Coulee Road, county share $25,756.66. Town of Preston, Bradley Road, county share $35,774.69. Town of Sumner, Brown Road, county share $16,690.54. Town of Trempealeau, Schubert Road, county share $16,607.38. Also Delaney Road, $41,518.41. In Town of Unity, Maug Road, county share $22,189.36. Grand totals, the total of all projects is $1 million. The local share is $600,000. The county share is $400,000. Introduced by Trempealeau County Highway Committee, John Austin, Kellen Nelson, Dan Schreiner, David Larson, Robert Becker.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
if you could refer to the town of Trempealeau, Delaney Road, county share listed is the same as the total. I'm assuming that's a misprint.
Where is that?
It is, and I hope they have an Excel program that they're using this, because It still comes out to $400,000, so we're gonna have to double check on that one. Because if, okay,
It's the same for both of them, Paul.
yeah, it should
So
probably
they-
be that
they would-
16,000. I'll double check with the highway office, but I'm gonna guess that it's 16,607.38. Or maybe 37.
So you want to total that up quick and see if that comes to the fourth?
I don't have a calculator with me.
Or somebody just forgot to put the correct amounts on the
Nah.
Delaney, because they should be the same.
Well, then I'm starting to think that their totals might not be.
It should be.
Correct. We will
one
double
penny
check
less.
those, though.
We'll double check it, it won't go
It's-
out until.
It's not gonna go over until, it's not gonna go over $400,000, no matter what.
Nice catch, I didn't even
This
see
is
that.
41, that's 42 cents. So this
So-
one should be 16,607.37.
We will make sure that gets corrected. Is there a motion to approve?
Yeah.
Also moved.
Motion by Turner, seconded by Becker. This is another one, it's kind of an annual 60/40 local aid. It's a part of our, what do you call it?
It's a co-aid.
Co-aid program. Yeah,
We are going to, the motions are to approve with the corrections as
Right.
well, right?
right.
Yep.
I wanted to make that clear because they just motioned it. Well, we wanted to make
Alright.
sure it was clear
Yep.
with the corrections that will be on there.
Yep.
That's correct. So that requires a roll call vote.
Stacy Klein,
Yes.
Richard Seisha.
Yes.
Lori Severson,
Yes.
Heather Fritsch,
Yes.
Kevin Adams,
Yes.
Dick Miller,
Yes.
David Orsh,
Yes.
John Austin,
Yes.
Riley Foltz,
Yes.
Robert Becker,
Yes.
Dan Schreiner,
Yes.
Kellen Nelson,
Yes.
David Larson,
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter,
Yes.
Ron Johnson,
Yes.
Bridget Turner,
Yes.
16-0. And I'm gonna write with Claire.
Did you get a
Oh, I'll
total?
be so happy to have Roscoe's.
Was it
The
that?
total is right with the 16?
Yeah, so if it's 16,607.39
39
yep,
cents, okay.
then you get 400. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a genius.
0739.
D, Parks, Tourism, and Economic Development Committee, the Petrick Park Master Plan.
Whereas when Trempealeau County Outdoor Rec Plan was written, it included a master plan for Joe Petrick Jr. Memorial County Park, as part of the overall county plan. And whereas with recent acquisition of additional property to the park, there is a need for an updated master plan, and Trempealeau County has hired consultants to help design and develop a concept, design, and project narrative as part of the updated master plan. Whereas, in person, public input sessions were conducted at various locations in Trempealeau County, and written surveys were sent out to all school districts within Trempealeau County to obtain citizen/youth input for the park. Whereas a park master plan is required in order to apply for and obtain state and federal grant funding for improvements to the park. And whereas a master plan for the park will increase the likelihood of obtaining private funding in the form of monetary donations and labor for park improvements. Now be it resolved that the Trempealeau County Board of Supervisors hereby approves the attached Joe Petrick Jr. Memorial Park County Park Master Plan, introduced by Parks, Tourism, and Economic Development Committee, Jeannie Nutter, Kevin Adams, Riley Foltz, Lori Severson, Robert Becker, Robert Petrick.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Would you like to explain the?
Sure. Let me give a little update of the resolution here. First, I'll introduce myself. I'm Reed Lally. I haven't met all the new board yet. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I work for the Department of Land Management, manage Petrick Park, and basically over the past 4 months we've been working with a firm called Neighborhood Planners in developing a master plan for the park, and this is just so we can improve the park in ways that will attract more more families and youth education in the environment, which is what the park was actually donated for in the beginning. As of late, or recently, we had, in late 2021, we had some neighbors donate just over 6 acres to the park. And there is a stipulation in that contract that we do some sort of development within the next 3 years. So to apply for some of these stewardship grants, a master plan is required. And so we came up with this plan. All of you should have received it from Paul, master plan narrative, executive summary, and the concept design. I handed out the executive summary, but you should have all seen that in your packet ahead of time. Basically, we're going to be forming Friends of Petrick Park to try to get community engagement and do fundraising in that sense. This plan is not like a set in stone design here. It's definitely fluid, and it can be kind of molded into however the committee sees fit. But basically, we're going to start going after we're going to start prioritizing a list of projects that are we should start trying to obtain funding for, and try to get something going with only about 2 years left of that phase of development for the donated land. So that's kind of an overview of what the resolution is stating. So if anybody has any questions, I can certainly try to help you out and answer any questions you might have.
Any questions to read? Hearing none, you must have done a good job, Reed. Thanks.
No, I'm trying. You know.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, it's carried.
Good job, Reed, on putting this together.
Personnel Bargaining Committee, Harassment, Discrimination, and Retaliation Policy.
Okay, this resolution just came through last Thursday at the personnel bargaining meeting, so I don't have any of the signatures, but the 5 people all voted in favor of it. So after the meeting, could you come up and sign the resolution?
Sure.
I'll read it as if you had already done that. Whereas Trumpealeau County is committed to providing a professional work environment free from harassment, discrimination, and retaliation, and whereas the county will not tolerate any form of harassment, discrimination, or retaliation, including conduct as defined in the updated policy because of his or her sex, including sexual orientation, gender identity, transgender status, and pregnancy, race, color, national origin, age, ancestry, disability, handicap, religion, creed, genetic information or history, marital status, participation in the military reserve and veteran status, arrest and conviction record, or any other legally protected characteristic. And whereas Trempealeau County's current harassment, discrimination, and retaliation policy is outdated and has not been updated since June 17, 2003. And whereas the attached policy has been updated and, in addition to other changes, is now applicable to all employees, volunteers, applicants, and elected and appointed office holders of the county. Now be it resolved that the Trumpealeau County Board of Supervisors hereby approves the attached policy as written. Introduced by Personnel Bargaining Committee, Kellen Nelson, Jeannie Nutter, Ron Johnson, John Austin, Heather Fritsch.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion, who was the second?
Nutter and Johnson.
I think
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Johnson was quick.
Motion by,
It was a little bit.
motion by Nutter, second by Mr. Johnson. Is there any questions at all on it? It's quite lengthy. There was due update, so they got it done last Thursday here. So that just requires a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it's carried. Audit Committee.
Whereas the Audit Committee has audited the following claims and recommend that they be allowed as follows. John Austin, $991.57. Kevin Adams, $285.10. Robert Becker, $318.72. Riley Foltz, $228.08. Heather Fritsch, $209.67. Ron Johnson, $0. Stacy Klein, $483.69. David Larson, $286. Dick Miller, $181.59. Kellen Nelson, $416.69. Jeannie Nutter, $299.14. David Orsh, $162.30. Richard Seisha, $371.68. Dan Schreiner, $252.34. Lori Severson, 0. Andy Todd, $335.72. Bridget Turner, $87.44. Total per diems, $3,900. Total expenses, $1,009.73. Grand total, $4,909.73. Now be it resolved that the claims be allowed as shown. Introduced by Audit Committee, John Austin, Lori Severson, Andy Todd.
Oh, that was Heather? Quiet down there. Second by Ms. Nutter. This requires a voice vote.
Don't you have questions?
I mean, a roll call vote.
First ask for questions.
Any
Maybe
questions?
somebody's questioning.
Any questions at all?
Oh, wait, I didn't have a sheet ready either. Hang on here. Oh, come on.
I was looking at the appointments here.
You're ahead. Come on, come on. Huh? Claims. Okay, ready?
Yes.
David Larson.
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter.
Yes.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
Bridget Turner.
Yes.
Stacy Klein.
Yes.
Richard Seisha.
Yes.
Lori Severson.
Yes.
Heather Fritsch.
Yes.
Kevin Adams.
Yes.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
David Orsh.
Yes.
John Austin.
Yeah.
Riley Foltz.
Yes.
Robert Becker.
Yes.
Daniel Schreiner.
Yes.
Kellen Nelson.
Yes.
16-0.
Okay, next on the agenda is appointments. These came from land use. One appointment's for a Board of Adjustment to succeed Terrence Coxleen. And it says, I am forming the names to consider for one regular board member and one alternate member. Terrence Coxleen of Strum, Town Unity, is currently serving as a regular Board of Adjustment member and has agreed to serve another 3 years terms. So I'm appointing Terrence Coxleen. Looking for a
Motion.
motion to approve by Foltz.
Second.
Second by Nutter. That's can voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Second one is appointment citizen or alternate board member to succeed Riley Severson.
Randy.
Randy Severson, and Randy Severson is serving as board alternate member now and has agreed to serve another 3-year term if appointed. Looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to
Motion by Stacia and second by Mr. Turner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, it's carried. Let's see, the next one comes from Human Services. Oh,
Land information.
land information. And I would like to appoint Kevin Nelson if he'd accept it. This is a board that only meets maybe a couple times a year. It's not a major deal, but we have to have a member from the board.
Don't you have that one?
Anyway, yeah, I do.
Not that one.
Where is it?
That one.
I am forwarding the following names for consideration for appointment to the Trempealeau County Land Information Council as a county board member, and that is Kellen Nelson from District 14, and the letter came from our Land County Modernization Coordinator, Ann Hempel. So,
Move to
Jones
approve.
accept motion for approval.
Turner.
Second by Mr. Larson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
We're getting there.
Thank you, Kellen. Now what I do that one? Appointment for ADRC Advisory Council. I'm writing to ask that Beth Killian be appointed by you as the County Board Chair and request confirmation by the County Board as a new member of the ADRC Advisory Council to fill a vacancy in her name was approved by Human Services Board on Monday, June 13th meeting. Is being forwarded for your consideration. So I'd like to nominate Beth Killian.
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Saying none, that's carried. Good. Committee reports.
Wait, can we go back to announcements for 1 second?
Yeah.
Just It's not on, but I just want to announce, now on your desk, you have the tentative agenda for the WCA conference, which is in September. And I need to register everybody in July, so that's why I'm giving you
I see that's a week early this year, that helps us with budgets, right?
Is it a week earlier?
No, it's the same way, so that we always have to have a county board a week later in September. No, it's the same weekend, yeah. But, yeah, county board, that's doing the budget, that falls right in there too, yes. So, but anyway, here's the tentative or first agenda that they've sent out, so you can see what's going on. I've already made reservations at the Kalahari. It's for those 3 days, and I have 7 rooms, so the first 7 that come through, 6 now, because somebody already said something, will get registered.
Where we go to register for you if you want to go?
Okay.
So if there's more than 7, do we sleep in our car?
Yep.
I'll have to find more rooms, and hopefully, and a lot of times, other counties do not find enough to fill the rooms had to be reserved by May 1st, so I had to do that. And I did put names of people because we had to do that, so there's names of all different people, but whoever registers, I'll get, and change the names to whoever gets registered. And if the case is that there's more, there's other counties that maybe won't send as many. And I can grab some of theirs so that we can still get the rate. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
Nope, that's all I was gonna say.
Okay, committee financial reports, they're on your desk.
Taxes and
Tax, yeah.
sales tax and
Sales tax.
that. If there's any questions, let me know.
There is no COVID-19 update.
Oh,
Oh. there's
Deb,
a-
were you gonna do anything, or did somebody else from that committee decide to be the? I still have you on there as the person, but.
So at our last meeting, we elected Aaron Newberry as our chair. And we talked about the rates, which are low for our county. The hospitalizations are low, the deaths are none, so that's been great news. And so we are in a hiatus until possibly fall. So if you want to remove this from your agenda till maybe towards fall, you could check with Aaron Newberry as to when to return this to the agenda. Thank you.
I like that.
Good idea, thank you. Okay. Is there any correspondence?
Mm-mm.
And we're going to instruct the clerk to pay mileage and need a motion.
I suppose under announcements, also in your packet was the county highway department's annual report. They weren't gonna present anything, they just wanted you to have one.
Okay, motion to a second. Seconded by Mr. Foltz.
Who was the first? Becker?
No,
Schreiner. Okay. Ready?
Yes. Call the roll.
Riley Foltz.
Aye.
Robert Becker.
Yay.
Dan Schreiner.
Yes.
Kellen Nelson.
Yes.
David Larson.
Yes.
Jeannie Nutter.
Yes.
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
Bridget Turner.
Yes.
Stacy Klein.
Yes.
Richard Seisha.
Yes.
Lori Severson. Heather Fritsch.
Yes.
Kevin Adams.
Yes.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
David Orsh.
Yes.
John Austin.
Yes.
16-0.
Okay, officially adjourn this meeting at 8:21. And I should apologize for coming late myself. I was out mowing grass and lost track of time. Oh, I gotta change clothes.